Hi, Tim Bigham for Delta Derivatives, Option Hedges and Edges, taking a look at a market that just seems to be going through this slow melt up on anemic volume. So normally a low volume period to begin with, but even lower volumes than normal as we enter into that Labor Day period. Entering into a seasonally kind of bearish period for stocks. September by far the worst performing month. We'll see if history holds true this month or not. So I'm laying in just some protective puts here on the overall portfolio. VIX hanging around the 12 level, still fairly cheap here. Markets virtually at all-time highs. So locking in some gains, leaving some upside open, but putting a floor in case we do have that ever elusive pullback. Certainly stocks stretch on both a valuation basis, price to sales at historic highs, also well above the 100-day moving average and that Trump trend line as well. Speaking of stocks that are stretched to the upside, these marijuana cannabis names getting red hot, but I think getting a little too high, no pun intended here. One name where I'm buying put diagonals on is CRON, C-R-O-N. Stock basically has exploded over the past 2 weeks, kind of $5 range. Traded up almost to 13 yesterday, pulled back off that high, so I kind of like the price action, that reversal as well. 9-day RSI over 90 last time, and only time it was at this level. Proved to be a very significant top for the stock. Deal chatter on the name, but until that comes to fruition, we obviously won't see it. And plus, this stock is actually priced for the deal to go through, so I think the upside is a little bit, downside certainly there. So I kind of like buying some puts, given the fact implied vols at the highest level ever, like selling some shorter term options to defray some of that very rich premium. And we're finally seeing a rotation out of these momentum names, the high growth names, into more value names. I think what we saw yesterday out of NAFTA certainly put some credence into these value names, maybe getting a little floor here. Tariff concerns a little bit lessened on that news as well. And the fact that the dividend yields on these are starting to look comparatively attractive, certainly those momentum names, the Netflix, Nvidias of the world, which sold off sharply, rallied sharply, are now coming back down as well. Some of these names, the John Deeres and Caterpillars, the stodgy old value stocks with a decent yield, starting to look good as well. And some of the tech names with a nice yield, Apple and Microsoft come to mind right off the top, starting to outperform some of the more momentum-based names. So I think should be fairly quiet going into the 3-day Labor Day weekend, and then we'll see what happens probably the middle of next week when everyone comes back from vacation. So until next time, as always, here's the good trading. Take care.